It's Friday afternoon. We're heading into a holiday weekend. For me personally, 4th of July, one of my least favorite holidays of the year, not because of the meaning behind it, not because of what it represents. I like the patriotism of the 4th of July. I just don't like summer holidays in general. Although the weather has been nice down here recently, summer in the South is typically unbearable. My favorite thing about the 4th of July is when it's over. I view the holiday as kind of like a measuring point for summer being halfway over. Once we get past the 4th of July, we have NFL training camp starting. The preseason starts at the beginning of August. Next thing you know, it will be fall. The weather will be nice again, and I can enjoy playing golf outside again. For us normal people, we will use the 4th of July holiday weekend to spend time with friends and family. I'll set off fireworks with my nephews. Families will be cooking, hopefully drinking American-made beer. But if you're a graduate of Woke U, the 4th of July is the equivalent to blasphemy. It's sacrilegious. Us normal people, we just endured an entire month of nothing but celebrations of wokeism. Gay pride parades, every major sports league tasting the rainbow, drag queens reading instruction manuals to children about how to make woke love to the fire hydrant. Last month, I even saw young kids participating in drag shows. What the fuck is wrong with their parents? When I was 7 or 8 years old, if I told my dad I wanted to dress like a woman and participate in a drag show, my dad would have sent me to heterosexual boot camp. Parents these days, though, they're too worried about their child's happiness than doing what's in the child's best interest. Normal people allowed social justice warriors to celebrate woke Christmas during the month of June, but that same courtesy is not being returned. Two of our favorite virgins are spending their 4th of July weekend tarnishing Clarence Thomas in the Supreme Court. It should come as no surprise that one of these assholes is Keith Olbermann, the ultimate asshole. Keith Olbermann is the definition of a loser. All my young men out there with these delusions of becoming the next famous social justice warrior, if you follow that path, Keith Olbermann is how you end up when you get older. Miserable, lonely, soft hands from the constant use of hand lotion while watching woke porn. I very rarely say this about someone. Keith Olbermann is a piece of shit. He and Joy Reid are two of the most evil motherfuckers in America. Joy Reid spends most of her time changing wigs and talking about the white devil. Keith Olbermann, he spends most of his time prepping cucumbers for insertion. Now, unfortunately for Keithy, he can never find a willing partner, so he inserts the cucumbers into himself. Over the past week, the most miserable virgin in America has called for the dissolution of the Supreme Court. Now, this is a classic move from deacons at Woke United Methodist. When a decision doesn't go their way, they riot in the streets, they throw temper tantrums online, and they call for abolishment. Keithy is oh so upset at what he calls the religious Supreme Court, which is a strange use of words, considering Keith Olbermann is a devout wokeist. He used to tithe 10% of his salary to Woke United Methodist, but he hadn't been able to do that in several years because he's been unemployed. No one in the media will touch him, just like no woman's touched him in decades. Keithy took to Twitter to unleash his sexual frustration on the Supreme Court. He questions where they get the power to enforce their rulings. Keith, I know you're one stupid fuck, but the Supreme Court gets its power from the Constitution. He then displays his lack of knowledge by claiming that we can have our democracy or the Supreme Court, but we can't have both. Well, Keith, considering we don't have a democracy, we have a constitutional republic, I'd say we can keep both. But I don't want to waste too much time on Keith Olbermann. Everyone knows he's a complete shitfuck. Let's move on to the nerdy virgin, the man famous for tanking CNN+, the man who embarrassed himself on national television during March Madness, the man who earlier this week entered Shay Shay's woke mating call contest and was disqualified for being too feminine. Shay, he likes himself a real man. Those two words have never been used to describe Rex Chapman. Oh, Rexy. There he is back there. It's been a while since we've talked about you. I know you've been feeling left out. You've fallen down the rankings in our huge embarrassing failure category. Like all graduates of Woke U, Rex Chapman is addicted to attention. Throughout the months of March and April, he was receiving constant attention for his embarrassing moments during March Madness, his atrocious attempt hosting a television show on CNN+. Rex Chapman was so popular on CNN+, the service ceased to exist in a matter of weeks. Rex Chapman, he was desperate for attention this week, so he decided to question the blackness of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. What? Rex Chapman took to Twitter to make the case that Clarence Thomas was a black white supremacist. Is that even possible? Can you be a black white supremacist? Wouldn't that be counterintuitive? Why in the fuck would a black man willingly push for white supremacy? Essentially, he would be pushing for his own demise. This is the type of logic you can expect from graduates of Woke U. Rex Chapman's a dual major. He majored in atoning for your white privilege, graduating at the top of his class. He also received an honorary doctorate in butt bongo, where they honored him by retiring his anal assassin jersey. I received several emails about Rex Chapman today. Initially, I was a little bit confused. How could a dude that's whiter than Casper question the blackness of Clarence Thomas? Luckily, Rexy presented his case. His first example was a 2018 college graduation that Clarence Thomas attended. Rex, by the way, I hate that fucking name, Rex. Sounds like a fucking dinosaur. Who names their kid Rex? His birthing person was obviously appalled by the sight of him when he was born, and I can't blame him. Now put on your woke hat and check out this video and see if you notice the problem. Did you see the issue? That black man was standing in a room full of white people. He is a black-white supremacist. I thought the woke movement was all about diversity and inclusion. Have the rules changed? Is it no longer okay for a black man to be standing by white people? That sounds like segregation. Check out his next example as to why Clarence Thomas isn't a black man. He starts off by claiming Clarence Thomas would not last 30 seconds inside an NBA locker room and has never been to an NBA game. Not sure why that's a measure of blackness. I would imagine many black people have never been to an NBA game. Matter of fact, I have been to so many NBA games that I've lost count. Every time I go, the arena is 90% white. Does that mean I'm blacker than Clarence Thomas? Rex Chapman ends his soliloquy by claiming these white kids and their parents view this as their entry into Black America. What the fuck are you talking about? I didn't know there was a Black America. I didn't know there was a white America. Matter of fact, Rexy, one of your objects of worship, Barack Obama, famously stated in 2004 that there was no Black America, there was no white America, just the United States of America. If anyone is looking for their entry into this so-called Black America, it's Rex Chapman. You know how the woke welfare recipients in the WNBA want to be men? Rex Chapman wants to be black. This dude hates his whiteness. Rex Chapman's that nerdy white kid in high school that wanted to be accepted by the black kids, so he had street cred. He was the nerdy white kid who tried to talk like he was from the hood, but always sounded like someone who's never touched a woman. Yo, homie, my name's Flex Rex. I'm strapped, fool. I've got a water gun in my holster and I'm ready to blast some bitches. Come fuck with me, bet. But please don't come too late. I have a 9 p.m. curfew. Let me ask you something. If Tucker Carlson questioned the blackness of Joy Reid, what do you think the reaction would be in the mainstream media? If Joe Rogan questioned the blackness of LeBron James, how would the media react? If any white person who isn't actively tithing to woke United Methodist, questioned the blackness of a cockroach, how would the media react? It would be the leading story on MSNBC. Don Lemon would break down in tears on CNN. Bomani Jones would explain to all 10 people listening to his podcast how this proves racism in America is real. Rex Chapman questions the blackness of Clarence Thomas yesterday. Guess how many mainstream media outlets ran with the story? Just take a wild guess. Newsweek and Fox News. This did not cause Joy Reid to change wigs. It didn't cause Keith Olbermann to throw a violent tantrum on Twitter. The mainstream media is pretending it never happened. They were too busy talking about Jordan Peterson misgendering someone. Oh, he violated the second woke commandment, thou shalt not misgender the vacuum cleaner. Going by the standards set by the mainstream media, going by the woke commandments, wouldn't Rex Chapman questioning the blackness of Clarence Thomas, wouldn't that be the definition of racism? Hey, I mean, it would at least be the definition of woke racism, yet the media turns the other way. Joy Reid covers her eyes with her fake hair. Clarence Thomas is the descendant of slaves, actual slaves. He experienced actual racism growing up in the segregated South. You would think he would be a hero to social justice warriors. After all, they complain all the time about mythical racism. Here's a man that endured real racism and still found a way to succeed. But as you guys know, shitfucks never allow facts to get in the way of pushing the agenda. I doubt Rex Chapman knew anything about the background of Clarence Thomas. He doesn't have time to read before he tweets. Judging by his performances on television recently, I doubt Rex Chapman even knows how to read. But let me know what you think. Rex Chapman, questioning the blackness of Clarence Thomas, and the mainstream media ignoring the story. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, kc_btl84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.